commit to doing a follow-up call, but then they don't actually show. So I'm glad you were able to get a hold of her again.
She was just as crazy at 9 a.m. in the morning the next day.
That's so wild. Like, it's crazy, like, to think, like, some people have children too, because that always goes through my head. I'm like, okay, these are the people that are reproducing right now. Hopefully the kids fare better. But with that, as we're making these calls and you're listening on the live calls, I want y'all also to be thinking about making calls yourself. This is what's cool about this time is you also have access to that list. You could be making your dials alongside. And if you get a live call, you can actually do a live transfer where you can be like, hey, Caroline, hey, Jen, are one of you free to I've got the homeowner on the phone right now. Can we do a live transfer over to that person in real time? So this is a working virtual office, right? This isn't just about sitting down and getting educated. This is really about learning and getting implementation and getting experience. So on that note, Caroline, I think you said you've got some calls lined up already here for tonight that a couple of people had already scheduled. If people have sellers that they want you to talk to, is there a Zoom link, not a Zoom link, but like a Excel sheet or anything that they can fill in live on these calls? Maybe you have that. I know we had that the first time. Do we have something like that still?
I didn't make it up for this one, only because I was using it. So when you guys submit the information into my form that goes to my CRM, I'm just going down that list. So if you guys have not already, I can put the link in here again, but I have it on my Instagram. If you send me the word setter as a DM, SETTER, like a setter, volleyball setter, or appointment setter, you can fill out that form. I have it on my link tree as well. You also have it on the data sheet. So if you guys go to the data, let me pull that up too, just so you guys can see it on the data sheet over here. You can new data. You can see on the page right over here, you can set the appointment right here, and it'll go to this link where you guys are getting my data. I can then see it from there, and I'll be able to call the homeowners you guys have, and we can set them up. But if we get through all the calls, you guys can just give me information here for tracking purposes, because I'm doing my 2026 prep on projections on what we should be hitting. What we'll have you guys do is just submit them in there, because it makes life a lot easier for all of us. Make it so I can see everything here a little bit easier. Submit the forms or submit the leads into that, because it's easier for us to see it and track what's working well. I just had this conversation with Jen before we got in here. KPIs are so important. It makes it a lot easier for us to realize this is the best and highest and best use of our time. So when you guys submit that form, it makes it easier. But I know Jen made calls last week, and it sounds like from what you told me, because I was just feeling a little under the weather. I interact with so many people. I don't get enough sleep, and I feel a little crummy. But Marlon told me you got yelled at, and you might have been from trailer 22, and a homeowner didn't like that. So Jen, you got to, and guys, just so you guys are aware as well, Jen has been learning from me, and we were just on the phone right before this happened, talking about continuing working on your sales skills so you can have other opportunities opening up for you. So you're in the stage right now where you feel really good setting appointments and being able to connect with people, and we're working on you being able to future pace. But last week you took over and called Homeowners live for us. What were your key takeaways that have helped you be so good at connecting with homeowners, Jen?
To care about homeowners. I mean, it for me, it just boils down to that somebody else is on the other line, and there's something that's wrong, right? And most of the time it's unfortunate, but just to have compassion for what they're going through. Of course, I'm getting paid for what I do when I set appointments and close contracts, but you have to have that empathy to be able to connect further. I was listening with our sales trainer this morning, and there was 5 people, which was shocking to me, that their hardest thing was connecting with the homeowners and having empathy for their story because it was taking too long.
Were they men?
Yes, of course.
Man, you gotta learn to tap into your feminine energy, because it's empathy. Oftentimes, it's a feminine characteristic. Not saying that's something that only belongs to women, but most men have not learned to tap into that feminine energy. And it is something to be a true listener, to be empathetic, to feel for and feel from the other person's perspective. It's extremely valuable here in what we do, especially as people are going through some of the heaviest, hardest parts of their life.
Yeah, every day before I dial, when I sit down, my prayer is, Lord, just send me the people that need help because I have a solution for them, and I promise that I will treat them the way you would treat them, right? So that's every time I sit down at my desk to dial, Lord, just send me the people that need the help, and I promise I'll treat them as good as you would treat them. And so it just works for me that way.
Works
Because
out.
I like that prayer, Jen. I really like that prayer a lot. Because I like that you do that before you make your calls, because something that I do as a ritual before I make my calls, before I jump on Zooms, is I say a prayer as well. And actually, like, my prayer is very much, I like that yours is like, Lord, like, allow me. Mine is, kind of Holy Spirit, speak through me and say whatever it is you feel that the other person, like whatever the other person is supposed to hear, allow me to be the vessel. Right. And like, everyone's different. No, I'm not telling anyone on this call you need to believe what I believe, you need to believe what Jennifer believes, but understand there is a framing. We put ourselves into a certain frame, a certain character, a certain vibration or energy and a mindset before we go out and start wanting to work with people, because how you show up matters, and how you show up is based on the intention that you set beforehand. Be intentional before you start. Like, guys, like, be intentional. Set the tone for your day, for your calls before you start making the calls. Like, this is why we do the morning mindset coffees at 6 a.m. and not 6 p.m. My goal is to have you set your intention early in the morning, not late in the evening where you're like, oh man, I wish I thought about that at like 9 o'clock this morning before my first meeting. It's like, no, this way you have the opportunity. So before you get into your calls, set the tone for your calls.
100%.
In fact, I like that. I'm gonna actually, we got to figure out a way, Caroline, as maybe a part of their KPIs or part of their instruction is them reading to themselves, whatever it is that sets the tone for them. Because like before a sales call, before I take any sales call, before I do any sort of speaking, I do something to set my own personal tone every single time, without fail, every time.
I wouldn't even, so I didn't call it setting the tone. I think of it as like just setting that intention too, guys. When you're going into this, it's just, so whatever it may be for you. For me, it is thinking of, I am going to be, because sometimes you get really angry and upset people, like you got to experience the other day, Jen. Think of that little kid's phrase, I am rubber and you are glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks on you. I'm not going to let anybody's mean words take me down, because we're helping somebody in a really tough situation. So when we're doing these calls, it's being curious, and you guys will notice when I'm talking, I'm going to slow down quite a bit. And I already have my notes out. I have all of my notes I took from last week from our calls. I'm going to go through this week, and I have a whole new page, and we're going to get started here. But I'm going to be calling a Gerald on here. But Will already messaged me. He's like, cancel every other appointment you have. I have a really good probate lead that needs help right now. So we're going to get into that. Before we do, you already covered the announcements for this week. So guys, we're making sure that we're doing these calls in the evening. I am streaming this on YouTube right now and Instagram just for a little bit. When I do start making these homeowner calls, I have to stop the stream because we cannot share personal information on YouTube. So I cannot share the addresses, but I had a bunch of people that wanted to be a part of this and see what all we were doing. So I wanted to keep you in the loop so you're aware. But if you did not already know this, Marlon asked me to come into his Millionaire Mindset community, and I'm making the calls in there. So if you guys are on YouTube or Instagram, you guys can connect with Marlon so you guys can make sure you don't miss out on joining these calls. But I see we have Nancy showed up. We have Simon in here. Simon, you were asking some good questions up. Tonda, Julie, Will Ayars is on here. He just turned 31 last week. I don't know.
37?
39? He's looking young. Whatever it is, Will just turned 30. But we want to get you guys making some money in here and working with us, because that's the name of the game. So Jen's learning how we're doing it. Marlon has been making calls to me before as well. So I'm going to hop on and just start calling Will's lead. So Will, we're going to call your homeowner. I'm going to let you unmute really fast so you can give me just a little bit of backstory. You don't have to have all the details, but I'm calling a gentleman who wants help.
Yeah. You can hear me fine? Because I know I was like,
yeah, you're good. Your headphones block out all the other noise.
Okay. The first one, Frank Gabriel, basically just found out his brother's deceased. Public record hasn't shown it yet. And yeah, he's I don't know if he's the older brother. I think that it looked like it when I was skip tracing him. But yeah, he asked, what can I do to stop the foreclosure? Completely cool guy. It was early in the morning, but he's open for conversation conversing about stopping the foreclosure, possibly selling it, but just looking at all the options.
Perfect.
That's the first guy.
Okay. And then is he ready for a
And-
call now, you think? Have you texted him since?
What I was gonna do is I was gonna merge the call between us, or just
Beautiful. We can do that.
once
You
I
can merge it.
I'll
I would
just hop
text
off
him.
and leave
Text him
it
right
to
now.
you.
Just make sure he's available. So right when you call him, we're good to go. This is a pro tip for everybody. When you're doing this,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna have Will. Will already knows this. We've done this a few times. We've done some deals together. But just for everybody else who's paying attention and watching on here, big part and I just did this. I don't think if Gerald's on here yet. We did a podcast earlier with Gerald, and I talked about KPIs with Gerald, and we were looking at what was working in his business. He was mainly tracking the calls that were made, the appointments that were set, and the contracts closed. And what he didn't pay attention to were the conversations they were having. So conversations to appointments. They were missing that one KPI. And we found out from him missing that conversation KPI, they were having like 6 conversations a day, but 0 appointments. So that lets me know where there's a hole in the bucket. We got to figure out what's happening on those conversations. So I just told Will to reach out to his homeowner when you guys are setting appointments. Set that appointment. We will reach out to you and we'll help you across the way, but make sure you're staying in touch with those homeowners so they're prepared to answer the call. So you don't think, well, I'm going to just shoot the shot and hope they answer later on. Make sure you're like, hey, we're going to call you in the evening, and they're prepared for that to happen. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. You texted him. You can merge it. So what I'll have you do is remove your audio, and you can call me or just mute I would say remove your audio from the Zoom. I'm going to I just mute you right now, Will, and you can call me. So we're good to go. Ready? Or, I mean, you can unmute right now. I just muted you. You ready to make that call? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I was
13
gonna
minutes.
do that, but then do you want me to give you the info on the second one while you still got me?
You can. Tell me about the second one. So first one was didn't even know his brother passed away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second one is actually same thing, probate foreclosure scenario. The one I texted you, cancel all other appointments because this one has a 90K payoff
Okay.
and an 800K ARV.
Okay.
And I'm not taking no for an answer. You're calling that one.
Okay. I love it.
But essentially, if you looked at the notes, he's already filed probate. His youngest brother did some sneaky paperwork stuff with the mother while she was still alive and filed a second will. She didn't even know what she signed, basically, but that made the youngest brother now the executor when that wasn't the case.
Okay.
So it's a little tricky, but we can get into that one at the 5 p.m. time frame.
Okay.
So
When
I'm
we get
mute
him on
out
the
and I'll
phone.
call the first guy right now.
Yeah, go ahead and call him. I'm going to mute him just on Zoom, so we're good. And then
Yeah,
you
one
just
second.
patch me through.
I'll call you from the 602 number.
I got you. I'm turning off Do Not Disturb, so you should break through it. Okay, I'm going to mute you right now. Cool. All right. While we're doing this, make sure good. And I would take your notes, guys. I would take notes on what your takeaways are. Notes. Let me pull this up on my CRM so I can see everything here. Okay. Again, when I start sharing the data, I'm going to have to stop sharing online. So if you guys are on YouTube, I cannot share this, and I will stop that share. The prices in California are so crazy compared to the rest of the country. Reading the notes. No kids or pets, just his brother and his brother's wife. Okay, so I wonder if his brother's wife is still alive. Let's see what the side chat's saying. Oh, he answered through FaceTime. Okay. Gotcha. And Will say he's not answering now. Will, this is Frank, right?
Yeah, this is Frank.
Okay. I'll call Frank right now. This is why we always want to quadruple check. And then if Frank's not available, I text your other homeowner and just see if he is. Here it is. Okay. I'll try. Can you guys hear the ringing? Sometimes it comes through. Sometimes it doesn't. Oh, yeah? Julie says you No, you can't? Okay. It's ringing. I'll let you guys know.
Frank, Gabriel, Coronado Shores Properties. Sorry I missed your call. Leave a message and I'll call you back.
Try again. Should I try to FaceTime him? I'll FaceTime him.
Frank, Gabriel.
All right, let's try the FaceTime. Ooh, call again. Should I put my hair down for the call? Let me just get 8-5 for my FaceTime.
Do it up. Air down closes deals. Actually, what we really need to close deals is we got to put Will back in the car. Deals get closed when Will's
Yeah,
sitting in
what's
the
he
car.
doing in Starbucks? Yeah, I can reiterate my KPIs. Give me a second. I will. I'll record a video. Hi, Frank. It's Caroline. Will told me to give you a call. I understand there's some sort of situation going on with your brother's property. I actually have about 6 minutes until my next appointment with another family, but I want to squeeze you in. I'll try you back later. We get these things cleared up all the time with banks and families, and we just want to make sure that you guys are taken care of. So I'll shoot you a text so you have my information. Thanks for your time. Bye. There you go. There's my little video message for Frank. And now I'm going to send him a text message too. Hi, Frank. This is Caroline. Will give me your information, period. I understand that there's a situation going on with your brother's property, and we get these reversed and stopped all the time. All right. You can never trust Siri because I said gave and it said give, and now I'm going to save him on my phone. Pro tip, people don't do this part. This is the boring stuff. Save them in your phone so you know when they call you back who they are. And let's grab the address so I don't lose that. Moving forward makes my life much easier. Maybe he'll answer. All right. Will, is the other homeowner? I don't know where Will went on my screen. Will, is the other homeowner ready for a call? Okay. All right. So double dialed him and I texted him. Now I'm just going to add notes. The way that I work, I was telling Marlon this. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but sometimes when I have things on my computer, they just don't exist. So like I have a Google Calendar, but sometimes I miss it. So physically writing things out in the morning, it just helps me retain things a lot more. So I wrote down the homeowner's name. I'm also going to put his phone number in here and the address in my notebook. So I can go back through my notebook, and I just like to keep track of things. That's just how my brain works. So for the rest of you, I recommend just keep physical notes too. It makes it a lot easier. So I'm just going to write down his number so I don't lose it. It's just easier for me to retain these things. And I'm going to put the address in. It's easy to copy and paste and forget. I just retain information faster this way. Cheltenham. Okay. And
So that's a really good note, because that's something I still do, guys, with all the technology that we have. And trust me, I'm a fan of using technology, CRMs, AI, all that good stuff. I still manually, like, this is how far I have to reach to grab my notebook. I still manually keep pen and paper at my side. I take notes physically as I talk to homeowners. I think people don't like to hear that you're typing away as you're listening to them, or as they're hearing you listen. But then also, I will move and transfer those notes into the system, into the CRM, wherever I'm keeping track of my conversations and work. So I record analog, and then I save it and back it up digitally.
And Marlon is like the biggest AI user, and he's always finding ways to make things easier. So guys, I mean, I don't know how many notebooks I've seen Marlon go through since I've met him. You don't need, the whole purpose of us doing this is you don't need to spend any more money other than the bills you already have. You just need to use a pen and paper, have your hot leads at the top, and then lead with value. Okay. Will, I texted you. I disappeared on my screen. Is your next homeowner ready for this? Yes. I'll call and merge him. Okay, cool. There we go. Hello.
All right, I'm gonna merge you. He's yes, he's good to go right now.
This is Gerald.
Yeah, this is Gerald.
Okay. Cool.
All right, 1 second. Hey, Gerald, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, in Carolina, I still got you.
Yes, I'm still here. Gerald, can you hear me? Am I coming through clear? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, fine.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Sorry, you're breaking up on my end there. Gerald, good evening. Will told me we have a little bit of a situation going on, and I was just wondering if you could catch me up so we could figure out the next steps moving forward.
Okay. Okay.
You're good. Take your time. I have a call in 30 minutes, so you have my undivided attention for the next 30 minutes.
Okay. Okay. My mother passed away a year ago.
Okay.
Passed away in October. She passed away just days before her 98th birthday. I was executor. My brother filed a will behind me, and he named himself executor. My mother was losing, but she didn't know what she signed. She signed the will, and I might continue talking about me being there. She continued talking about me being there even after she signed the second will. So my mother's money, I was executor. I have an older brother, Kenneth, who lived in the property, who moved into the property after she passed.
Okay.
And he didn't pay anything. I asked for rent. He didn't give me a rent. He said he's paying the mortgage. He didn't pay anything. I maybe he paid it one month or 2 months, but he didn't do anything else. He didn't take care of the property. He didn't do anything.
Okay.
He moved his son in. His son got rid of everybody's property. It was there. I had stuff my mother had given me. She got rid of that. I have stuff that I'm a minister, and I have had some Bibles that my mom and my grandma had given me.
Mm-hmm.
He got rid of that. He got rid of just everything that was in. I had my high school stuff there. He got rid of it. Mm-hmm. He did everything he could to get rid of stuff.
Okay.
He moved to the mountains. I don't know where he is. The probate said he first must get an appraiser, a court-appointed appraiser before he get rid of anything. He did not. He moved to the mountains. He's living in the mountains. I am trying to salvage the house and salvage what is left. At first, we thought we were losing the house because we thought that a sale was already in place. We found out today, I found this morning, that the sale is actually the 21st of January.
Of January, okay.
I talked to the mortgage company, and they will possibly postpone the sale while we wait on probate. They said they'll call me in a day or two to ask me some more information. My brother done moved out and they disappeared.
So is the property vacant right now?
Yes, the property vacant. As of 2 days ago, they thought that the property was being sold and they moved out.
Gotcha. Okay.
The mortgage company told me they owe $20,000.
Okay.
I have $3,000. I could pay it, but I don't want you to pay it unless I know my money is safe.
Yeah.
I have my own apartment. I live in myself. I live probably half an hour away. I understand my brother asked my next door neighbor to borrow some money so he can move, and she said she didn't have it. He's trying to weasel money out of any way he can. He doesn't work. He never did work. He hasn't worked in 20 years, in 10 years. That's not true. So I'm trying to get my younger brother to put the executorship to give me co-executorship so we can get the property sold.
Gotcha. So it's just you and your brother Kenneth, is that correct? Those are the only siblings?
Daryl is a younger brother.
And Daryl.
Yes.
So there's three of you. You, Kenneth, and Daryl?
Yes. Yes. Actually, we adopted a brother. He has not been involved himself. And the will says to give him 1/4 of the property. I take a quarter, Daryl take a quarter, and Kim take a quarter. But Mario has not been involved. He will get a quarter when it's sold, but he has not been involved in the planning for property.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it sounds like a lot. Okay, so you and Kenneth are working together, and Daryl was the one who was living in the house?
No, Daryl was living in the house. He didn't pay for anything. He didn't pay for anything in the house. All the TVs and all that stuff he took with him. They were my TVs. He took with him.
Got it.
I bought them. He took